King Arthur's Death, the translation translated and illustrated by Michael Smith, the alliterative motif. Alright, here begins, there's a picture there, it's a stag that's chained up. Cool. Here begins Mort Arthur in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Pur charit. Amen. Now, great glorious God, through the grace of himself and the precious prayers of his priceless mother, shield us from sinful works and from a shameful death, so that by his grace and guidance we govern ourselves in this wretched world, and through virtuous living and care we reach his court, the kingdom of heaven, when our souls shall part asunder from the body, ever to be and abide in bliss with himself. And show me how to weave some words at this time, that be neither void nor vain, but will venerate him, and which will please and profit all people who hear them. You who likes to listen, or who loves to hear, of elders of old times and of their wondrous deeds. Sorry, this is just in my button shirt's uncomfortable. Sorry for that. Oh, damn it, I gotta get to the next. There we go. Okay, where was I? Damn it, I can't get it. I need to focus on the view. No. Ah, fudge. Fudge. Alright, okay. You who likes to listen, or who loves to hear, of elders of old times and of their wondrous deeds, how they were loyal to their religion and loved God Almighty, hearken high unto me and hold yourself still, and I shall tell you a tale that is both true and noble, of the royal ranks of the Round Table, who were champions of chivalry, the choicest of chieftains, both cautious in their works and wise men of arms, doughty in their doings and dreading of shame, kind men and courteous, knowing of courtly ways. How they won through warring much wondrous honour, slew Lucius the Loathsome, that was lord of Rome, and conquered his kingdom through craft of arms. Hearken thou hitherward and hear this story. Sorry about that. Damn page won't stay still. I have no idea. There we go. Oh, far out. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. When that King Arthur had won back by conquest many castles and kingdoms and countless lands, he had reclaimed completely the crown of those countries, though that were controlled by Uther in his time on earth. Argyle and Orkney and all those outer isles, Ireland utterly fully circled by sea. Mischievous Scotland he commands with skill, and Wales by war he won at his will. Oh, rhymes. Love rhymes. Alrighty. Flanders. Okay. Both Flanders and France he holds freely. Sorry, I don't know if there's a picture there. Both Flanders and France he holds freely himself. Holland and Hainault were both held by him too. Burgundy, Brabant, and Brittany no less. Guyenne and Gotland and noble Grasse, yeah. Bayonne and Bordeaux he built most fair. Touraine and Toulouse with towers full high. Poitiers and Provence he held as their prince, and Valence and Vienne of most noble value. And of Guern and Anjou, those very rich earldoms, by conquest full cruel they knew him as lord of Navarre and Norway and Normandy too, of Germany and Austria and others enough. He dominates Denmark, though dread of himself, from Swin to Sweden with his swiping sword. When these deeds he had done, he dubbed his knights, dispersed and dealt dukedoms in diverse realms. Most made of his cousins, great anointed kings, bearing the crowns of those kingdoms. Hey, bro, how you going? What was I up to? When these deeds he had done, he dubbed his knights, dispersed and dealt dukedoms. I'm good, bro. How are you? Words, yeah. What was I up to? When these deeds he had done, he dubbed his knights, dispersed and dealt dukedoms in diverse realms. He made of his cousins great anointed kings, bearing the crowns of those kingdoms they coveted. When he had ridden these realms and ruled the people, the royal one rested and held the round table. He stays all that season at his own leisure, abroad in Great Britain, as he liked the best. They went into Wales with his fellows too. Oh, thanks for the like, so kind. Sways into. Oh, thank you. Sways into sways into. That's tongue twister. Sorry, mate. Hope you have a great day. No, don't be sorry. I'm grateful. That's so kind. That's a tongue twister. Sways into South Wales with his swift hounds. Try saying that 10 times fast. To go hunting for hearts in the highlands in Glamorgan with glee and eternal gladness. And there he found the city by assent of his lords, which was called Carleon. Oh, that'll be important later. With curious walls on that rich river which runs so fair. So he might see as he wished. So he might see as he wished. His court all assembled. Matty sounds like a pirate. Sorry, lol. I think he's Australian like me. Oh no, because he said words are. Yeah, I guess Australia we do sound like pirates a little. Yeah, just accent probably. All good. On that rich river which runs so fair, so he might see as he wished, his court all assembled. Then after at Carlisle, oh hello Matt. Then after at Carlisle Christmas, he keeps the same conqueror where they held him as lord, with dukes and his dozen peers of diverse realms, earls and archbishops, and others enough, bishops and bachelors and noble baronets. I'm 29. Yeah. Do I sound younger or older? I don't know. I'm probably a bit immature. Okay, what was I up to? And after at Carlisle Christmas, he keeps this self-same conqueror, where they held him as lord, with dukes and his dozen peers of diverse realms, earls and archbishops, and others enough, bishops and bachelors and noble baronets, who bow to his banner and do his bidding. Yeah. And on Christmas Day, Christmas back then? I'm 44 years young. Yep. Okay, I'm 29 years young. Yeah. You're only as old as you feel. I like that. Good on you, Griffo. Griff 42 Blazer. Do I love God? Yes. If you're listening, God, I love you. Please, know that I believe in you. No, I do. I'm Greek Orthodox. How about you guys? Do you love God or no? But I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, I do. Of course, I'm grateful. I was at Uluru one time and I nearly fell off, and I credit God for not letting me die. So yes. Oh, you do. Cool, Maddie. Good on you. I fully believe, because there was a chain. This is when we're allowed to climb up, but I know you're not supposed to climb it. I was 17. That's my excuse, and I was waving at the camera. A friend of mine was filming. You're very right, Griff 42 Blazer. That is very true. So my friend was filming like a vlog, and I was holding the chain, and the chain like keeps you, so you don't fall off. And we're like, you're sort of like, if you fall, you die pretty much. Obviously, I didn't. And I waved with the hand that was holding the chain, nearly fell backwards, and then I think my friend, Either he saved me or I grabbed the chain. I don't know. I'm alive, so God, I great God for that because I could have died, and I didn't. So that was great. Sorry, I went off tangent, but yeah, I do believe in God. Not just because of that, but that definitely helped. Nah, of course, I do believe in God. I love him. Yeah, that was a good question, mate. Sorry, I went off tangent. That was rude of me. I apologize. But nah, okay, thanks for that. And on Christmas Day, when they were assembled, that comely, oh, I thought it said comedy. That comely conqueror, he commands himself that each lord should linger, and not take his leave till the 10th day was taken in full to its end. That thus in royal array he held his round table with spectacle and splendor. Do I have our videos? I have like 900 videos. I've done a few lives. This is the first time people interact with it, so I'm really honored. What is the book that I'm reading? Yeah, I should have said that. I'm so sorry. I'll put it in the title if I when I edit it later or whatever. King Arthur's Death, translated and illustrated by Michael Smith. The alliterative Morte Arthur. I don't know if I pronounced that right. There's a whole bunch of like explanations. Sounds poetic. It is. Yeah, it's. I think the poem was published. It says it somewhere. I should know this. I'm not very smart. They said where it was. Translated and illustrated by Michael Smith. When was it written? 1988. That can't be right. It sounds older than that. Surely it was older than that. Dedicated 1918. That's probably right. Historical introduction. 1440. Yeah, that makes more sense than 185. 1988. Far out. Thanks, Maddie. I don't know if you're applauding me or washing hands, but thank you either way. Cheers. Yeah, I borrowed it from the library, Whitehorse. It's like community library in Australia. I mean, Victoria. And I liked the show Merlin, and I thought, I didn't know it was a poem. I thought it was like the novel Le Morte d'Arthur. But no, I quite like it. I played tennis. I followed the Sydney Swans. I don't play football though. I'll just show you. Not very strong, so I wouldn't be good at football. I do like watching it though. I'm all right at tennis. Do you play sport, Maddie? I do like sport. Federer was my favorite player. He's retired, unfortunately. Do you have a favorite athlete? You're in Victoria? Oh, yeah, same. Griff 420 Blazer. I'm in Melbourne, Doncaster East. Yeah, I like Victoria. You get the Australian Open here. You get the MCG Grand Football. It's quite awesome. Yeah, it's a lovely place. In the suburban areas. You're in Australia? Oh, lovely, Maddie. Awesome. Yeah, Australia's awesome. Mum says it's a lucky country. In history at university, we learned that was sort of an ironic thing, but probably is lucky. Not in the middle of a war or whatever. East Gippsland. Oh, what's the one where they say Geelong? Do you grow up and around dairy farms, like they say in the footy commentary, like Bairnsdale? You like it there? Is it nice? I don't think I've been, but I've heard of Gippsland though. Footy, basketball, and soccer, Matty. Nice. What are your teams for those? All right. Sorry, my thing's lagging. Have you found YouTube's been really slow lately? It's been so frustrating. I've been watching a video, maybe I'm watching too many long videos, like the Smosh one where Anthony and Ian came reunited, and they might be slowing down the thing. I did an update. It's just so slow. Like it keeps locking you out. It's beautiful, mate. Get Bairnsdale, East Gippsland. That's awesome. I've been to the country much, like a couple of times. Mansfield, I was really young, and Geelong for my university graduation. But everyone's so nice. In the country. So I believe you about it being beautiful for Bairnsdale. I should go one day. And on Christmas Day, when they were you go for the Bulldogs. A lot of Sydney fans online head down to Lake Entrance over summer. I won't regret it. Thank you. A Griff 420 Blazer. A lot of Sydney fans online are like, oh, the umpires robbed us and won the Bulldogs. You know what? I saw the game. I thought you guys were better. Like, you guys played really well. Um, as a Sydney fan, I'm a Sydney Swans fan, so you can tell I'm not biased. No, you guys were better. You played better. You deserved the win. I actually have some friends from my tennis club at Donville. Oh, you're welcome, Maddie. One of them's a Bulldog supporter, and the other son's an Adelaide supporter. They went on the bus. They met Bevo. And I think he shared everyone coffee or something. It was like the team bus to go to the Giants final, the prelim. So apparently he's really nice, Bevo. He's a great coach, and I was glad they gave Bob Murphy that medal because he deserved it. Even though he didn't play, because he was the club, in the dark times, and great leader. So it was a beautiful moment. And I even thought this at the time, where even though I was upset we lost, I thought it was really moving when he I think I was really crying a bit of joy, even though we lost, because he gave the medal to Murphy. It was really awesome, really beautiful moment. St Kilda fan, but don't tell anyone. Lol. St Kilda's all right. What do you think of Ross Lyon? Like, I think he's a good coach, but no shame in backing for St Kilda. I hope you get the second flag. I reckon it'll happen. Yeah, touch wood. There's some wood somewhere. I'm very superstitious, so if I say touch wood, I feel like I actually have to touch wood. I don't know why. I'm just like that. But your secret's safe with me, and Maddie, the three people on here. Do you think Nick Dacos is overrated? No, I think he's pretty good. I think he'll win the Brownlow. I think he used to get nervous with contact, like contested possessions, and might flinch a bit under pressure. But I think he's improved. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's pretty good. Hi, Kev Hills. How are you? Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. This is was it King Arthur's Death poem, 1440 something apparently. And on it's good, Kev. I'm glad you're well. And on Christmas Day, when they were assembled, he commands himself. Oh, thanks for the like and laughs. That's so nice. What about me? I'm good, thank you. Or do I think Dacos overrated? No, I don't. I'm not sure I think it's overrated. We keep losing grand finals, so I'll say Sydney. Sydney Swans are overrated. Do I play Roblox? I've downloaded it because I do the play points. Where's Kev from? That's a good question. Kev, you feel free to answer it if you want, no pressure. I don't play Roblox. I've downloaded it to get play points, but I've never played it. Do you recommend it? Is it good? Should I play it? If you think I should play it, I might try play it. Thanks. On Christmas Day when they were assembled, do you recommend Tassie? I've been to Tassie. I went for schoolies. Not really for schoolies. I went with mum and dad. So not really partying. Tassie's beautiful. It was cold. I liked Port Arthur. That was a lot of history there. And the Mona. Do they still have that deflated Ferrari at the Mona Museum and the tennis court of like the clay court French Open? I loved that place. That was awesome. North near Dev or closer to Hobart. Is Devonport? You don't know. That's okay. I might try Roblox then, Kev. Maddie, thank you. Sorry, I'm getting everyone confused. I'm not used to so many people. I'm so happy. Usually people don't look at my stuff, so thank you. And on Christmas Day, when they were assembled, that comely conqueror, he commands himself that each lord should linger and not take his leave till the 10th day was taken in full to its end. Thus in royal array he held his round table, with spectacle and splendour, and sumptuous meats, New Norfolk. Is that nice, Kev? Do you enjoy living there? What's the weather like at this time of year? There was never such grandeur in the whole time of Man Island. Oh, New Norfolk Island. Okay, cool. As made in midwinter in the West March. But so it's not an island, okay. But on New Year's Day at noon precisely, okay, sorry, I'm not where I'm reading it. I'm sorry, Griff, for 20 plays. My bad. You should try 99 night in the forest and grow a garden and still a brain rot. I thought brain rot was you get that from watching too many TikTok videos. How do you still a brain rot? Oh, is brain rot an actual thing? I'm really I didn't know there was an actual object called a brain rot close to Hobart. Okay. But on New Year's Day at noon precisely, as the boldest at the board were served of their bread, so suddenly entered. I'm in Claremont. Cool. I've heard of Claremont. But on New Year's Day at noon precisely, as the boldest at the board, thumbs up. Cheers, Griff. 420 player. Cheers. At my friend is okay. Claremont. At the boldest at the board were served of their bread. So suddenly entered a senator of Rome with some 16 knights serving. I'm Charlie. Hi, Charlie. I thought your name was Maddie, but okay, cool. With some 16 knights serving him as his escort, he saluted the sovereign and also that hall. As king to a king, and made bows inclining. Guinevere in her degree, he greeted as he pleased, and bowed again to the king to give him this message. Sir Lucius Iberius, the Emperor of Rome, salutes you as subject under his great seal. As credentials, my friend's name is Eli. That's a nice name. Have you seen the movie The Book of Eli with Denzel Washington? I think the Bible's in that. I think the book he's got is the Bible. I hope I haven't spoiled it if you haven't seen it. I'm really sorry. If you haven't seen it, then I don't know if it's the Bible or not. It might not be. Yeah. Oh, cool. I think it's a good film. I like Denzel Washington's films. I like The Equalizer. I think he's quite a good actor. Okay. What's up to Guinevere in a degree? He greeted as he pleased, and bowed again to the king to give him this message. So Lucius Iberius, the Emperor of Rome, salutes you as subject under his great seal. As credentials, no worries, Matty. Take care, mate. Cheers. Thanks for. It was nice to meet you. Cheers. Cheers, Kev. Bye. Thanks. So Lucius Iberius, the Emperor of Rome, salutes you as subject under his great seal. As credentials, hope everyone's good day. Goodbye, friends. Nice to meet you, Griff. 420 Blazer. Thanks for the support. Cheers, mate. So Lucius Iberius, the Emperor of Rome, salutes you as subject under his great seal, as credentials, Sir King, with its commanding words, that this is truly no trifle, as his arms attest. See ya. No worries, Kev. Thank you. Now on this new year, as signed here by notables, I summon you in this hall to sue for your lands, that on Lammas Day, and with no let or hindrance. Tennis. You didn't let if you serve and the ball goes over. You be ready at Rome with all your round table, and appear in the presence of all your prized knights. At the prime of the day, on pain of your lives, in that acclaimed capital, before my king himself, when he and his senators will be sat as they like, to hear your answer. You answer alone why you hold the lands that owe homage to him and his elders of old, why you have raided and robbed and ransomed the people and cut down his cousins, all anointed kings. There you shall give reckoning for all your round table, why you rebel against Rome and withhold your rents. If you refuse this summons, he sends you these words. He shall seek you over the sea with 16 kings, burn all of Great Britain and butcher your knights. It's only the 4th page. Yeah. Alright. Oh, my foot's sore. I'm not very fit. Alright. Oh, that's not a good camera angle. Oh. Ow. Sorry. And bring you back as a beast, begging to breathe, and not to rest nor repose under rich heaven, that for fear of Rome you will run to ground. For if you flee into France or Friesland either, you shall be fetched with. Sorry. I have to get fit up. I have to play more tennis. Oh, That's and bring you back as a beast, begging to breathe, and not to rest nor repose under rich heaven, that for fear of Rome you will run to ground. For if you flee into France or Friesland either, you shall be fetched with force and overthrown forever. That's beautiful. I mean, not the death or whatever, but the word, the wordsmith, the language. Beautiful, really, really well written. Your father made fealty, we find in our rolls, in the register of Rome, as looks so right, without further trifling, we ask for the tribute that was won by Julius Caesar with his gentle knights, except when they stabbed him. All right. The king blackly looks with broad eyes on that noble. The boiled bright with anger and burned just like coals, they cast colours so cruel across his kingly features that he looked like a lion and bites on his lip. The Romans, for dread, hurled themselves to the earth. Oh, I think because I'm lying down, it's hard to speak properly. What was I up to? That he looks like a lion and bites on his lip. The Romans, for dread, hurled themselves for the earth, for fear of his face, just as if they were dead, quivering like cannons in front of the king. Just one look at his countenance made them contrite. Then clearly a cowering knight stood up and cried, King crowned by a cord, courteous and noble, harm not the messenger, but mine to your honour, since we move at your whim and beseech your mercy. We belong to Sir Lucius, that is Lord of Rome, the most marvellous man who roams all the earth, and we lawfully work to please him as he wills. We come at his command. You must please excuse us. Then the conqueror speaks these cruel words. Ha, craven knight, a coward you seem. There is one supreme in this hall who is sorely grieved, that you dare not for all Lombardy look on him once. Sire, says the senator, so may Christ help me. The violence of your visage has vanquished us all. You are the most lordly lord that I ever looked on. I do not lie when I tell you that you seem like a lion. You have summoned me, said the king, and said what you like. For the sake of your sovereign, I have suffered to hear you, since I was crowned in this country and anointed with chrism. The Romans, for dread, hurled themselves to the earth for fear of his face, just as if they were dead. Was there never a creature that spoke so big to me? But I shall take counsel from my king's anointed, from my dukes, leading lords, and well-read theologians, from the peers of my parliament, from prelates and others, and the most regal ranks of the round table, that I shall take advice of valiant nobles, follow the wisdom of my wisest knights. To talk wasteful words bestows on me no honour, nor does wreaking revenge when acting through wrath. Therefore you shall stay here and lodge. Oh, ow, my foot. Sorry. Therefore you shall stay here and lodge with these lords, these 7 nights in pleasure, to rest all your horses, and see what lives we lead here in these humble lands. So for this royalty of Rome, that richest of states, he commands Sir Kay, take care of these lords, attend to these stout men, as custom demands. Make haste now to house them in our highest chambers, and thence in our halls be they suitably served. See they find no fault in the food for their horses, nor want for wine, nor wax candle, nor wealth in this land. And spare naught on spices, but spend what you like. That there be largesse unlimited, and no lacking found. Wait on them to my honour, and why on my word? I will grant you great gifts that shall gain you for ever. Now they are housed as behoves, beheld highly as guests, with haste and homage within these high walls. In chambers with chimneys they change their clothes, until the Chancellor fetched them with chivalrous knights. Soon the senator was sat, as befitting his status, with the king at his table. 2 knights courtly served him, with as singular reverence as Arthur himself, richly on his right hand at the round table. For the Romans were reasoned as richly regarded as and of the most royal blood that reigned on earth. Then in comes the first course, and placed before the king boarheads that were brightly burnished with silver, served by trained and taught men, all richly attired, servants of royal blood, some 60 at once, fat and flesh of the season, with noble frumenti, and all the game you would want for, and wonderful birds, peacocks and plovers on platters of gold, piglets of porcupine that had never seen pasture, then herons by their plumage, hidden full fair, great swans full displayed on silver chargers, tarts made from turkey, to taste what they when they liked, gumbolds most gorgeous, gracious to the taste. Broad shoulders, the line here. Broad shoulders of boar, the best flesh, true sliced, barnacle geese and bittern, battered in dishes. And young hobbies in bread, nothing tasted better, with breast of barrow the brightest to be seen. Then come several stews, most joyously after, in an azure sauce that seemed all aflame, and from the jelly of which flares leapt high aloft, to delight every lord that would look upon them. Then cranes and curlews roasted with craft, conies and spice cream covered most fair, and pheasants enfolded in flaming silver, adorned with many dainties, and daubed with egg, then claret and Cretan wine cleverly run through most curious conduits, all of clear silver, Alsace and Algarve wine, and many others, Rochelle and Rhenish wine, none was ever richer, Vernage from Venice, with the virtues of Crete, from taps of fine gold that flowed on demand. The cupboards of the king enclosed all his silver, with great gold gilt goblets of glorious hues, and there was a chief butler, a most noble chevalier, Sir Kay the courteous, who served from one cup a set of 60 cups more, made for the king's company, skilfully crafted and curved with great beauty, each one partly picked out with precious stones, that no poison should slip secretly past them, lest the bright gold beneath should burst it all asunder, and the venom be void by virtue of those stones. The conqueror himself was likewise cleanly arrayed, clad in colours of clear gold, with his company of knights, dressed with his diadem on his great dice, for he was deemed the doughtiest that dwelt on earth. And the conqueror kindly spoke to those lords, and cheered the Romans with right royal speech. Sirs, be knightly of countenance, and comfort yourselves. We know naught in this country of curious meats. In these barren lands breeds no such thing. So without feigning pleasure, please force this food down, and feed yourselves with such feeble fare as you find before you. Sir, says the senator, so help me Christ, such royalty never reigned within the walls of Rome. There is no prelate, nor pope, nor prince on this earth that would not be well pleased with this precious food. As was due by their rank, they washed and walked the room. This well-acclaimed conqueror, with countless of his knights, Sir Gawain the worthy leads Guinevere on one side, on the other Sir Uhtred, the lord of Turin. Then thereafter they spent spices unsparingly. Then Malmsey and Muscatel, those marvellous drinks. Sorry, I got a notification from Twitter. Those marvellous drinks were served round most quickly in russet gold cups to all those rich ones in turn, the Romans as well. And that sovereign in truth, as pleased himself, assigned to the senator certain great lords to lead him to his lodgings when he asked for his leave, with mirth and sweet melody of noble minstrels. Then the conqueror afterwards goes to take counsel with lords whose allegiance is owed to himself. Joyfully he wends to the giant's tower with justices, judges, and gentle knights. Sir Cador of Cornwall, speaks the king, looks on him with love, and likably laughs. I thank God for that trouble, and thus threatens us. You'll be hard tried, I think, lest you teach them better. That letter of Sir Lucius lightens my heart. We have lived as wastrels for many a long day, with delights in this land, and in many lordships, and lessened the lording of our noble esteem. I blush red by our lord for our best nobility. Grown sad for disuse of their deeds in arms, now awakens the war. Let Christ be worshipped. We will win back renown by our valor and strength. Sir Cador, said the king, your counsel is noble. You are magnificent, man, with your merry words, yet you heed not the context, nor consider the consequence, and let your hot head speak, and as so ruled by your heart, so I treat you to stay calm, touching what you say, and first talk through these tidings. Sorry, I don't adjust my foot, I'm sore. And let your hot head speak, as so ruled by your heart, so I treat you so calm, touching what you say, and first talk through these tidings which torment my mind. You see that the emperor is angered somewhat. It seems from his messenger that he is sorely grieved. His senator has summoned me and spoke with contempt, all haughty in my hall, with his hateful words and with despising speech, sparing me little. I might not speak for spitting. My heart is so troubled. He asks as a tyrant for my tribute to Rome, which tearfully was taken in the time of my elders. Then absent aliens took from us, weak in arms, what accrued from our commons, as the chronicles tell. Yet I too have title to tributes of Rome. My ancestors were emperors and owned that palace and owned that place also. Belinus and Brunius and Baldwin III. They occupied the empire for nigh on 80 winters, one heir after the other, as old men tell. They conquered the capital and cast down its walls, hanged all of their headmen, 100 at once. Then Constantine, our kinsman, conquered it after, who was heir to England and emperor of Rome. He that captured the true cross by craft of arms on which Christ was crucified, who is King of heaven. So we too ask for evidence, the same as the emperor, by what right he claims to be ruler of Rome. Then King Angus answered to Arthur himself, you ought to be overlord of all other kings, the most wise and worthy and weightiest of hand, council that ever wore crown. I do say for Scotland that we suffered loss when those Romans reigned and ransomed our elders, and we rode in a riot and ravished our wives without reason or right, robbing us of our goods. So I shall make my vow devoutly to Christ and the holy vernacle, virtuous and noble, that for this great villainy I will now take revenge on those venomous men. My valiant knights, sorry, my throat's a bit sore, I'm gonna have a break. I'll do part 2 another time. Thank you for listening, and bye. Oh, how do I end this? Close? Flip? Exit?